Everything's not political is the point.
In his attempt to find commonalities with conservatives, California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom has invited several of his own critics to appear on his new podcast, This is Gavin Newsom.
We need to come back. Trump's starting to implode.
Longtime Democratic strategist Steve Maviglio says those in his party are watching closely to see how the governor's latest project plays out.
I think as he tries to move on the national stage, he's trying to moderate his image as being a left-winger from California, where the politics are extremely liberal. So he's making some of these moves toward the middle, trying to build common ground with independent and moderate voters who are so important by engaging some of the Trump people.
A new poll by Capital Weekly shows that out of 1,000 California voters who took part in a recent survey, 13% said their perception of Newsom increased after listening to the podcast. 26% said it harmed what they thought of him, and over half said it didn't make a difference. The data also shows Newsom's overall favorability dropped from 52% last month to 47% after launching the podcast. Maviglio points out his approval rating actually went up during the Southern California wildfires.
I think that's because he was actually playing governor for a while during the LA fires. He wasn't campaigning in other states. He wasn't attacking Trump. He was doing the job he was elected to do.
Republican strategist Rob Stutzman adds Newsom was well aware he'd upset his base when he agreed with conservatives, saying it was deeply unfair for transgender athletes to compete in female sports.
I completely agree. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that.
I don't think Republicans will think differently. I mean, I think they even probably view what he did as rather cynically. I mean, if that's what you thought, why didn't you say so before the election, right? So it appears to be self-serving.
The poll shows Republicans agreed with Newsom's stance on issues like the trans topic, but said they don't trust his motives or authenticity.
He's not going after the Republican audience. He's trying to go for an audience of Democrats or disaffected Democrats that live in the middle of the political spectrum that want a way out of a Republican majority nationally in Congress and in the White House.
Both Stutzman and Maviglio agree the governor is walking a fine line, and despite Newsom being vague about whether he'll run in 2028, they say there's no denying he is trying to make his mark now ahead of the presidential primaries.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage. And click the subscribe button here. You can also download our app and watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.